Uh, I will give you a short introduction about what we are going to do today. I hope the screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Everyone has got the manual that I had sent today in the morning, right? Please download that. So we are going to perform the experiment. Asha, before we proceed, let me ask you a frank question. Are you enjoying this lab? Are you learning something? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we will design E plenty, H plenty. All the dimensions are given as it is. So what are these E plenty and H plenty? Briefly, I can say that these E plenty and H plenties are power dividers simply. Okay. So if you okay, so this is the report format I have prepared. Let me. This is the manual. Design and analysis of E plenty and H plenty. This is what I think I have shared with everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So if you look into the diagram over here, as I said that it is a power divider. You see whether I have included the okay. Just give me some time because I have not included the picture yet. You can very well look from the site. You can type simply E plenty and H plenty. You can find the picture, or it is a very standard picture you can find in any textbooks. Okay. So what I was telling that E plenty and H plenty are the power dividers. Okay. It divides the power which is input into equal halves. See, the first picture in the leftmost, you will find three pictures. Okay, E plenty, H plenty, and magic T. So magic T, this particular realization is given in the next experiment. So I will not talk about this magic T much in this particular class. Okay, but the E plenty and H plenty, if they are combined together, we get a magic T. Okay. Now, as it is a power divider, it is supposed to divide the power equally into two halves. Or it is also called 3 dB power divider, or it is also called half. Yes, why it is called 3 dB power dividers? Because the power is divided equally into two ports. So, in the first diagram over here, it shows that E plenty. Okay. So you can see that E plenty has three ports, port 1, port 2, and port 3. And this is not a complicated structure as if, you have already learned about waveguides. You have done the experiments on waveguides in the previous class. Okay. So it is simply a rectangular waveguide. You can see a rectangular structure is there, and somewhere at the middle, okay, one slot is made, and over there another rectangular waveguide kind of structure is added, right? So it appears to be like a T. That is why the name T. Okay. So it is a power divider and the structure is made like this. So the structure, your experiment simulation, that means construction of these T's will also be very simple. The waveguide structure is already known to everyone, how to make a waveguide in CST Studio Suite. So following the similar procedure, you can make this rectangular waveguides. And after making that rectangular waveguide, in the middle you can cut a slot, and then again you can add a rectangular waveguide in that particular slot. So in that way it will form a T kind of structure, and hence 3 different ports will be there. Okay. So if you give input through port 3, the power will get divided equally in port 1 and port 2. Okay. In H-plane T also the matter is very similar. That means there is a rectangular section of a waveguide somewhere at the middle, but in the narrow wall. So this narrow wall is called H-plane. That is why this is H-plane. And this broad wall over here where the slot is cut and another waveguide section is appended, that particular plane is called E-plane. So the term E-plane. Okay. So in H-plane also, the slot is made somewhere at the middle, but at the broad, in the narrow wall. And if you give input through port 3, the power will get divided equally in port 1 and port 2. Okay, both the phenomena are similar. But what is the difference? That if you look into the electric field distribution in E-plane T, you can see that electric field distribution is such that in port 1 and port 2, those are 180-degree out of phase. Okay, see the electric field arrows are such that in port 1, the tail is in the upper hand side and the head is in the lower part, right? But the electric field line is exactly opposite in port 2. So the phases will be different. Okay. On the contrary, in the H-plane T, the phases are same. That means the power, though they are equally divided in port 1 and port 2, but phases of the power that is coming out in port 1 and port 2 are same. So that is the difference. So we will find, or we will realize E-plane T and H-plane T, okay, in CST Studio Suite. And after finding that, we will study the phase and the transmission coefficients. We will observe that in E-plane T, the phases will be 180-degree different in port 1 and port 2. In H-plane T, it will be same. The phase, if say the phase is 91 radian over here in port 2, so in port 1 also, ideally it should be 91 or close to 91, right? So that is the thing. Moving forward, so I have taken a problem, design a waveguide E-plane T having inside dimensions 22.86 mm cross 10.16 mm and wall thickness of 1.27 mm of the collinear arm and the side arm. Okay, so what are these collinear arm? In the previous class, you have learned waveguides, right? And over here, you are just cutting a slot at the middle of the waveguide and you are adding another waveguide section. So that addition of another waveguide section makes another arm. That particular arm is called side arm. And the arms which are in the original waveguide, those are called collinear arm. I hope you have understood collinear arms and side arms. So the arm which are added into the waveguide, that is actually called side arm. The rest other arms are collinear arms. Determine cutoff frequency for the dominant mode. So for dominant mode, you know that the dominant mode is T10 mode. And using the same approach as done in the previous class, we get the cutoff frequency as 6.56 gigahertz, and rest of the steps are explained. So what you will do, once you follow all the steps, that means once you follow all the steps, you will find S12, S21, S31, whatever it is. Okay. I will just show you one small example. wait for the application to open. I will show you what actually you will find. Rest of the things you have to do. Everyone, done this because for making the manual I required to verify everything. It is from that part. You can see over here that 3 arms are made, and obviously 3 different ports are there. So what you will do, see the collinear arm. That means in the main waveguide, the 2 arms that you find are the collinear arm. So one is port 1 and port 2. As you number the ports in case of waveguides, here also you will number the ports in same way, port 1 and port 2. And the side arm, which is added later on after cutting the slot, that is named as port 3. Okay, so 3 different ports are there. So you have to, once you simulate this, you will find, see the transmission coefficients. So the power, if you give input through port 3, it will be equally divided in port 1 and port 2. Correct? It will come like this, and it will go over here in port 1 and port 2. And the powers will be equally divided and opposite in phase. So how do you find, or how you will understand that these are opposite in phase? Simply you have to study the phase of the transmission coefficients. That is, see, if you consider power flowing from port 3 to port 2, to port 1. So you have to find S13 or S31, whatever it is. Okay, see S31 or S13. This will give same results because these are symmetric. S31. Now, what you will do over here, once you find this, then add curve marker. Okay. Just drag it over here at the cutoff frequency. Let's say over here 6.6. Okay. You can see over here, see the movement of the cursor. Okay, so at the top in the toolbar you will find here you are finding the S parameter, specifically S31. You are viewing the S parameter in dB. You want to find the phase. How to find the phase? Simply go to the top at where I place the cursor. Here, just click on phase. You will find the phase over here. Okay. Phase is 44.98. Okay, at the cutoff frequency. Now similarly, just remember this 44.98. If you look into the diagram over here, I mean the structure over here, S23 or S32 we have to find. S13 or S31 we found just now. S23 or S32, let me find it over here. At the cutoff frequency, if I find the phase, it is 135. So 135 minus of minus 44, almost it is close to 180 degree. Okay, so if it is close to 180 degree, it itself means that the phase difference is 180 degree. That is what you need to confirm, right? Now please carry on with the experiment and show one by one. If you face any question, you can ask me. If you have any question, please ask me.